How you going, guys? Back with another video for the day. Sorry I didn't do one a bit earlier. Had a huge storms through the eastern coast of Australia. It's been pretty rough. Anyway, it also took me forever to get all these items, to search high and low throughout my place and whatnot. And basically all the articles in print of anything to do with Star Wars. This is some of the stuff I've managed to pick up. Beginning with one of the Star Wars magazines. The reason I picked this one is because it had the first look at what's his name? General Grievous's stuff. It's not a bad magazine. I also chose this magazine. Of course, sorry if you can hear that noise outside, people cutting trees down. An article on Stephen Sansweet, who is the biggest collector of Star Wars merchandise in the world. The biggest. He's got everything, this guy. He's even got Australian dog food stickers. There you go, whoever knew that existed. Anyway, I picked that up. Good find here. Couple of comic books I got from a Trash and Treasure. Dark Empire 2, The Sith War, and Empire's End. Very, very good book. Very cool comics. I picked them up for $1. I had to actually buy comic book covers from the comic store. There you go. They're not a bad read. Some funny things I got in an article. This is when Star Wars Episode 1 first came out. These are two stand-up comedians, Mikey Robbins and Paul McDermott, doing a bit of an impression there. Haha, very cool. Actually, they're very good comedians. YouTube, look up Paul McDermott. You'll see how funny that guy is. Now, here's a pretty interesting one. I've had this in my possession for many years, since I was a little kid. This was in a box of Wheaties cereal. They came in, there was a... I don't know, so I can find it up here. There's... what's that? Series of 10 posters. Available. Collect all 10. 1977. There you go. I've still got it. It's a bit dog-eared, but it's not too bad. I did have a few others. I remember me and my brother collected them, but they just disappeared over the years. I've got here from Return of the Jedi a collector's compendium. I picked this up on a newsagent. It's quite good. Still, it's a bit ratty though. A bit old. It's not bad. Shows you all the new characters, the new Death Star, Ewoks, R2. Picture there of 3PO and a guy there called Yazam or something. They mention all sorts of stuff in here. Jabba the Hutt first introduced. Guys like Hermione, Rancor guards. Picture there of Nikto, Bosk and Boba Fett. Some of the other ones, Efant Mon, Elam. There we go. Not a bad magazine. Someone picked this up for me. It's a 3D book on the Millennium Falcon. As it goes, it pulls the Millennium Falcon apart bit by bit by bit till you get to the guts of the thing. Interesting book. That was given to me as a gift a few years back. Here I have a production book from Episode 1. There's some pretty great photographs in it. All the actors, who they are, what they played. Another fairly interesting book. I apologise for that noise, it's disgusting. Anyway, here's some old game manuals. Knights of the Old Republic, Knights of the Old Republic 2, and one of my favourite games, Bounty Hunter. All for the PlayStation 2 and the old Xbox. I really wish they'd make another Knights of the Old Republic. Not massive multiplayer online, just as a game, an RPG. And a couple of people said, why do you buy these books? That's a cheat, that's a cop-out. And I say, no, it's not. You get the your full money's worth with the game, collecting all the bounties, getting your character built up. It's not a cheat's way out. This one also teaches you to learn the galactic language that you always see inscribed on Star Wars vehicles and computer consoles. Here's a fairly, you'd call it rare, because it's not an Australian Empire. Australia Empire was not released until 2002. This is a 1999 Empire from the UK. Came with 3 covers, which was Qui-Gon, Obi-Wan and Darth Maul. I chose Darth Maul. Yeah, so it's not a bad, and it's a pretty good read. I like Empire. I've been reading since they came out. Now I've got these 3 books, which have very, very cool, actually, make that 4 books. And they have some pretty cool episodes 1, 2, 3, and another one that has all other 3. There's some pretty cool images, helmets, other things that you rarely see in the movie. Good close-ups, even dissections of things. There's a stormtrooper helmet being pulled apart. You've probably seen these ones before. They're not too bad. Now, I also found these. These came in potato chip packets from episode 1 from Frito-Lay, or Lays as we just call them here. Look, there you go. Watto can't resist, Qui-Gon can't resist, blah blah blah, the Emperor, so on and so on. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Also, we have these things in Australia that came in potato chips called Tarzos, or what you guys would know them in America as Pogs. I had hundreds of these. They were all holographic or lenticular, whatnot, but I have no idea what happened to them. Now, I have a couple of things left. Moving along. This is sort of interesting, sort of not. It's a supposed Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope, from the Journal of the Whills by George Lucas, revised 4th draft, January 15, 1976. And it goes through, it's a screenplay. But I honestly believe, this was given to me back in 1995, 96, back when the internet was very, very new. Only about 2,000 civilians are actually on the internet back then. So it's not like I picked it up on eBay. Someone gave it to me. Someone who's supposedly in the know of Star Wars stuff. Actually, he was an IT programmer or something like that. Anyway, I've looked up all these sort of things, any revised drafts of screenplays or scripts and that, and 95% of them are fake. Yes, that's been printed. That is proper rotor ink sort of stuff. You can see it sort of pushed in a bit into the paper. It's hard to see with this. I don't know. I'm calling it a fake, but it's good that I've got one. Someone spent a lot of time to do a so-called revised 4th draft. Now, this is one of the more super-duper cool ones. This is an original movie program for when Star Wars first opened in the cinemas. This, I see, back in the old days, before we sort of looked up, movie clips or what movies were about or read about them, basically people walked into cinemas not knowing what they were actually going to see. So they had these around from the 1950s, 60s. My mother's got some from, she's got a Sound of Music one, a James Bond Dr. No one. They just basically come in and you get to see, get an idea of who the characters are, what they do, who plays them. Yeah, some great photos. Yeah, I had a jigsaw puzzle of that. That was a bastard to put together. Yeah, so it's all there. Had it for many, many years, all behind the scenes. Great pickup. Haven't seen them around much. And there you go. Copyright 1977 20th Century Films. Very cool. And finally, this I picked up. This is pretty awesome. Can you guess what that is? Believe it or not, it's in print. I'll show you. How's that, eh? That's the Book of the Sith. The Book of Sith. Comes with all the legends of Sith lore. This is supposedly a book that each recovered text has its own texture, and we'll never know what the complete books look like. These pages are all that remain. Luke must have stolen this from Darth Sidious's vault. Comes with all sorts of articles, stories of their Sith home planet Dathomir. I could really go on and on. It's got crystals and look at that. It's got all sorts of objects like crystals, things that look like a fob watch. I'm not going to pull it all out. It'd take forever to go through it, but that's what it says on the box there. Basically, once fully opened, come on, focus, you bitch. Where am I? So it comes with that, as you've seen. Once fully opened, the book and 7 removable items may be lifted out. We only saw 3, 1 in amongst the book and 2 there. Haven't really scurried around with it much. Haven't had time to really look at it. But if you want a full detailed one, I might make it. We'll see how we go. Alright, there you go, all done. Probably another Star Wars one coming up shortly. It'll be a figure review and some other interesting items I've got. Alright guys, thanks for watching.